Hello. In this video we're going to go through fixed size arrays by setting up the getter and setter functions for the admins array. Before we start, you will notice these required statements have been commented out. That's because this video is only about the fixed size arrays, and there will be a later video in which we will handle these. So let's get moving to the old contract, and here you will notice that I've assigned msg.sender to admins2. This is for testing purposes, and I've already also filled in the assembly blocks so that we don't forget them. And now let's finally get to Yule and to the getAdmin function. And this is a multi-step process, and I will use for each of the steps a different variable to make things as clear as possible. So the first thing that we need to do is to get the admin's storage slot. And let's use a variable called slot for this. And in order to get this admin storage slot, we would do admins.slot. Notice here that assignment in Yule is being done with :equal. That was a bit off topic. Now let's come back to the main dish. And what do we have here exactly? Where this is the pointer to the start of the admins in storage. Translation: this is admins 0. But what do we do if we want a different index, like index number 2? Well, we would need to move this pointer by the number of positions that we want. So let's use a different variable. Let's call it index slot. And let's think about how we would do that. Well, the solution is Yule has an instruction called add, and add adds to a specific pointer a number of positions. Well, it does other things as well, but for our specific case it does that. And it takes two params, and the first one is the storage pointer, so that would be slot, and we want to move it by a number of positions, and this would be index. So now we have it. This is the storage slot, but this is not a value. Now let's get the value, and let's call it index value. And in order to retrieve it, well, we need to load it from storage, and we would do that using sload. Sload, and we pass index slot, and that is it. Now, in order to return it, well, we need to pull it into memory and then return it. So mstore, let's use the 0x40 memory pointer. Let's store the index value here, and then let's return it from 0x40 with a size of 0x20, and essentially that is it. Let's test it out. Let's deploy. And now if I will use 2 here on the admins, I should get the same address as the getAdmin and the same as the one that I've deployed from. So I have admins2, and if I try getAdmin, I'm going to get the same address as here. So we know that the getAdmin method works as expected. Now let's move on to the setAdmin method. And there was a reason why I started with the get method, and that is because we kind of did half of the job. Because let's think about it. We need the slot of the admins, and then we will want the index slot that we will want to change here. And well, that's pretty much all that we want from this getAdmin. Let's copy paste these 2 lines, and essentially from here we want to store a new value, and we would use store, and store takes 2 params. The first would be the storage location, so this would be the index slot, and the value that we want to store there, and this would be the new admin. And believe it or not, we are done. Now this is not optimized in terms of gas, and this is because I've kept using these variables to just show you things step by step. But to just show you an example, we don't need index slot here really. All of these variables consume gas, and we can reduce our gas further. And the example now will be, let's eliminate this index slot. So remember that this gas ends with 50. Let's take index slot out. Let's instead insert this add here in the store, and you will notice now that the gas ends in 45. So we've saved 5 gas. It's not much, but hey, if you have a lot of variables, this can add up in time. And now let's just well, finally deploy it, because we still haven't tested our function. And I'm going to use my address again, and I'm going to try to store it in slot number 4. Let's transact. And now if I'm going to call admins and get admin with 4, I should get my exact address. And as you can see, admins returns it correctly. Get admin also returns it correctly. And that is it for the coding part. Before we end this video, let's have a look again at the Yule versus Solidity gas costs. So the get admin in Yule is 2.5k, and in Solidity that was almost 2.8k, and in Yule the set admin was 22.7, and in Solidity this was 24.9. That's quite a big difference, 2.2k gas. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or DM me. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.